Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I'm not going to cover this entire thing, but I'm going to give the guy some hints on how I clean it up. Hopefully he likes it. I'm going to go ahead and change my nudge factor to how big this thing is. It's only 2 inches, which is good because it'll trace good. So we're going to go and we're going to trace bitmap. Yours will be up here. Outline, trace, clip art is what I use the most. It's going to ask to reduce the bitmap. It's already done. And see, this is what his problem was. He was engraving this and it was turning all black because it's a PDF. It's not a vector file. Now this is a vector file. Now, and I just saw it move, so I need to move it back. And I'm going to go to Object, Group, and Ungroup. And then I can take the parts of the stake and left click a different color. Now we lost the DP, and because I've nudged it, and we can do several other things here. We could grab the whole thing and then right click a black outline, just depending on what you want to do. I didn't really like this, but it would work, and we could probably make that a hairline or a little bit greater than a hairline, and that would be another project or another video, but you could vector engrave that hairline in there. And you can see that there's some yellow in the, or not yellow, there's some white in this image. So we're going to go to order and put it back in the page. So you can see some white specks. Well, those white specks are going to possibly engrave and not look very good. So there's a way to do it with find and replace, and we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to select my item. I'm going to go up to Edit, Find and Replace, Edit Query, go to double click on the text of that and check on this and get your eyedropper tool. I should have zoomed in, so I'm going to cancel that out and have to zoom in so I can get that white and see that white. So we're going to Edit Query and go Uniform Fill, get our eyedropper tool and pick out that white, and then hit OK. I'm going to go through this pretty fast because I've got a lot of videos on this. Then I'm going to go Find All, and it's thinking about it, and then I'm going to delete all. And now if we bring our yellow box back in, we've got just no white in there. We've got all yellow, so it'll actually engrave and look like the wood. So that's how I did that. Now, but we're in the same shape, but we've lost the grill marks and we've lost the DP. And I think in my original that I sent you, I actually, when I asked it to trace it, I asked it for more detail. So I've got more detail on the one I sent you. And then this is kind of the hard part, matching those two brands, making a P. I just, take a P, capital P, and get one that's close. I think I actually used this one for yours. Sometimes if your font doesn't change, it's because you're still in that mode. And then the hardest thing is, let's make it yellow so we can see it in there, and you just kind of got to match it. So we're going to grab that, and we're going to grab that corner, and we're going to put it right there on that corner, and then we're going to double click on it and move our rotation to there. And now we're going to rotate it in kind of the area of the P. And we're not even close to the size. So let's expand this thing out. And I made it yellow on purpose so we could kind of see it, and then move your rotation back to that corner and rotate it down a little bit. And then let's left click, right click, and you can see that it's not the right P. So if you want to take the time, and we need to go up to Object and convert it to a curve, and I apologize if I'm going too fast, but this won't help that many people. And you could play around with this, and now if you hold down your Alt key, you get the freehand pick tool kind of like deal. And then you could grab this one and move it back out. So I'm not going to take a lot of time on this P. We could actually delete that node, and then make it look more like, and you could take your time on this. I'm not gonna, for the video, I'm not gonna take a lot of time. But the same thing, and I just used this tool the other day, a 4-sided polygon. I just draw you a 4-sided polygon, not necessarily holding down the control button, and get it kind of close to that. Let's make it yellow so we can see it. And then let's bring it into the picture. Let's bring it into the picture when you get that 4-point deal and put it like right there on top of that one. And then double click and move your rotation up there, and then rotate it to the okay. You need to convert it to a curve so you can move it around, because if you do that, it's still a polygon, and the nodes will react differently. So if we move it around now and should get it pretty close, and then you can move it, make it smaller, and you could actually mimic this thing exactly by moving individual nodes. I'm going to go ahead and delete the interior nodes, the line, we don't need them, and then grab that node, and I'm trying to just put them on the outside of our diamond shape. And then what I do is grab the pick tool after you've got that done and Control D and make a duplicate, and then hold down the shape of the Shift key, and it should grow from the center. So now you have the two items, and we can take our Smart Fill tool filled with black, and we can black that in. And I'm going to move it down instead of up, just to see what they look like. Well, actually, that's what I needed to do to bring them in the picture. So now I've got your two items. And in the first video, I showed how you could run this twice. And then just real quick, you could take a lot of time mimicking these grill marks. I didn't take a lot of time in the video. I just took a 2-point line and drew a 2-point line. And let's make it yellow so you can see it. And then let's make it a little thicker. And the one thing for sure you need to do is make sure you scale with object in case you ever move it. Then you could take the roughing tool, and this is how I kind of roughed it up. You know, just give it a little bit of roughness to the grill mark. If that's too much, you could take the smoothing tool and put it back. You know, maybe make some of it a little smoother. And then get that line and just hit the plus key on your keyboard. And like I said, you could match those grill marks perfectly. And the reason I'm using the plus key is because it kind of, it doesn't move on itself. And then you've got a little bitty one down here. And since we're scaling with object on our line, if we hit the plus key and move down here, the line will get quite a bit thinner because it's scaling to the object. It needs a thinner, whoop. And I would suggest you lock your drawing so you cannot move it, because that'd be pretty important. So once you have all these done, this is all one unit, so we can nudge it up and then take these and turn them into a black or a gray, whatever color you want. I didn't mean to get that outline. I've already got that. So let's back up here. Let's take those two outlines away and then take our grill marks, and you would have done all of them. And just turn them black. I missed that one. And then nudge them down into your, and I evidently went the wrong way or moved something, but you get the point. If you grabbed all these and nudge them down, they'll be in the spot they needed to be. And then run that, like I said on the first video. But if this is a really good customer and they're really particular, you could do a lot of things with these grill marks is my main concern after you get your P done. So we could grab that and actually go up to convert it to an object, and then you have a lot more control over the whole thing, and you could grab your shape tool and actually, delete some nodes, make it look more like a grill mark somehow. You could move them out of the way and kind of copy the one that was there. Anyway, these are just my suggestions, but I think it'll engrave really good. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.